What up? This is Matt Barnes, and I'm here with the Progress Report.
The Progress Report.
What up, y'all? She got MikFlyy. You already know I'm back outside with the Park Support. And right now we're with Matt Barnes. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing amazing.
Good.
So I like to start and ask people, how is your mental health?
My mental health is improving. That's an interesting question because I'm in a new spiritual journey right now, and really focusing on my mental health and prioritizing my happiness and trying to be a lot more self-aware.
I love that. Being self aware is really rare for people, and it's hard for people to recognize when they're not self aware.
Yeah.
So, for that's something for you to strive for. I love
Yes,
that for
thank you.
us. I love it for all of us.
Thank you.
Okay, period. So, what does that look like for you when you say that you're prioritizing yourself? How does that like? What does that look for like? For you?
Man, just being in the moment, being aware how my actions, I think, can be an action for me, but they affect the people around me, whether that be family, friends, children, um, and just really focusing on this journey. I feel like I've always kind of had a relationship with God, but it hasn't been as strong as I wanted it to. So I really made an effort to kind of strengthen that and take the proper steps for that to happen.
I love that. I love that. Gosh, listen, black
You
men
caught
never.
me at an interesting time. It's fun. Like this is within the last, month that I've really been on it, but it's something that I found, and it's like when I first took up golf and had the itch for golf. Like I've had the same hunger to kind of improve myself, and it's been fun.
I love that. It's just amazing when you see black men really prioritizing themselves and their mental health. That is amazing because it's going to trickle down to the
Absolutely.
children. That is just awesome
Hmm.
because you're really an inspiration to the youth. So I
Thank you.
just love that. Oh,
Appreciate
that's
it.
amazing. Okay. And so you've had such an incredible journey from NBA to leading conversations off the court. What does this next chapter mean to you?
Continuing to provide opportunity for my brothers and sisters. I think for so long, particularly in sports media, it's been a one-sided tale, and now that there's podcasts and just athletes really transitioning into this side of the space, I think it's providing a safe space for us to freely conversate, and also for myself as a CEO of my company, provide opportunity to my brothers and sisters that don't necessarily have the opportunity, that don't get a chance to go to the big ESPNs or Foxes or the big NBC stuff. But as we continue to grow all the smoke, we're providing a platform for those people.
And that's amazing because, having the access to those major platforms as a smaller creator or someone with that aspiration is great to have people who understand that
Yeah.
and that wants to help you elevate and give you the tools and the knowledge. So
Yes.
that's amazing that you're doing that. So
Hmm.
with all the ventures that you've had your hands in from on the court and off the court, which one is the most fulfilling for you?
Fatherhood. That's first
Mm.
and foremost. I'm blessed to have four amazing boys and actually three bonus children as well. So I have 16-year-old twins. I have a 13-year-old stepdaughter, 11-year-old stepson, 10-year-old stepson, 6-year-old son, and an 8-month-old son. So
Nice.
seven kids within the ecosystem, and that's to me, I feel like that's what I was put on this earth to do, was be a dad. So I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, I'm a mom too, and
Yeah.
before having kids, you don't really think about that,
No.
and then once you have your kid, you're like, "What was I doing with
Right.
before you?
Right.
Like, what was like, what could like life was nothing
I
before
agree.
you."
I agree.
Right? I think that's amazing. Okay, so with fatherhood, you've like reinvented yourself multiple times, and so how do you feel those transitions from the NBA to now? How do you think that has affected you as a father?
Just continuous growth. I saw Dwayne Wade had a conversation with his daughter who transitioned into being a daughter, Zaya, just the other day, and I commented on it because they were just so freely speaking. And there's no real rule book to being a parent. I think daily we're learning, and keeping an open mind to the twists and turns of life is very important. I feel like this generation of children are a lot. I'm 45, so they came up a lot different than we did. So,
Yeah.
instead of thinking that old school principles work, I think it's a fine line between principles and integrity and morals and how we grew up. But how do you mesh that with this new generation of kids that play online all day?
Right? I always say like we were latchkey kids. We had our own key when we were super young, and
Outside.
we knew not to open the door. We wasn't
Yeah.
cooking. Certain
Yeah.
things just didn't happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, and our kids, I don't know how we ended up with these soft children.
Yeah, we were outside. They don't
We
go out. Like we got to make them go outside. And even when they're outside, it's like we don't really. We don't as parents don't feel as safe with them outside anymore. So it's kind of like a weird give and take.
right, because we were on the bikes in the next city over.
Oh
So
man, out of here.
okay, so BESLA brings together lawyers, sports entertainment pros. What's one thing you think Black entrepreneurs should know about protecting their ideas and their brands?
Oh, it's huge. IP is huge, and again, I think it goes back to what I was saying. Like we have the ability to be the creators and keep our IP these days. Often, again, we've been put in positions where we kind of have to give our ideas away for them to come to fruition and come true. But we're in a position now where there's so many of us that look like us now, and that are on the same journey that we can be creatives. And as I mentioned before, we don't need those big, huge companies anymore to be heard. And I think that's been a true blessing. So very important to stay creative, and most important is being able to keep your IP, because content moving forward is going to be king.
You know what? I've been realizing that content has been like it just changed. It just changed. Like I came up in a generation we really didn't have social media, so we
Right.
did our wilding out, and
Yeah.
nobody has
Yeah.
any
Exactly.
documentation of it. And now everything is documented.
Yes.
And so when it comes to branding, right? Like because you like your brand,
Hmm.
you have all the smoke, right? So you have
Hmm.
been able to brand yourself. And what do you think someone just a smaller creator, if they don't have the money to for branding and labeling and copywriting, how would you say that they could brand themselves or still establish themselves without all the money? Because people think it's expensive.
Keep grinding. I mean, we have a cheat code now with these phones, and as long as you create good content
Yeah.
somehow, some way, and it could happen quickly or it could happen in years. But if you're speaking positivity out there and giving people tools to deal with different things, and just being an overall good person. I think Little John said last night, just being a good person has helped him
Yes.
a long way. So don't give up. I mean, again, a ton of people are trying to be creators and content creators, and there's a ton of brands out there. But what I find is cool is, again, the brands aren't going to the big agencies to find talent anymore. The brands are single-handedly going out there and finding the talent on their own. So again, continue to do good things and you'll be found.
Pitch yourself. Put it out there. Put the content out
Put
there.
it
That's
out.
something I
Put
struggle
it
with.
out. Put it
It's
out.
putting, but I'm putting this one out there because I got a
Put it out.
champion next to me. Don't play with me. Okay, period. All right. So here at the Park Sport, our word is progress. What does the word progress mean to you?
Man, it means everything to me right now. I'm continuing to try to progress my self growth, self development, self awareness. So progress is everything. I think I've been blessed to have an amazing life up to this point. I mean, I played college basketball. I played 15 years in the NBA. I transitioned into media. But I'm always open to evolving as a man, as a father, and as a leader. So progress is everything, because I think once you stop progress, you get stagnant.
I love that. Okay, so I have a final question, and
Yeah.
you got to answer. You just got
Yeah.
to tell me. So, all right. So, what are your thoughts right now on the NBA season, and what are your projections for the championship?
I mean, it's been a good season. Very entertaining. I think we're down to the conference finals now. Oklahoma City is waiting on the winner of the Knicks and Indiana. I think it'll be Indiana and OKC, which is two small markets, and normally that doesn't do well. But I think there's a lot of star power on both teams, and I'm looking forward to an exciting NBA Finals. And my prediction will be that the Oklahoma City Thunder will win their first championship.
Okay. Well, you heard it here first. Okay, Matt Barnes, let us know what it's going to be. And I'm super, super excited. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
The Progress Report.